Yeah,
Smooth, dude.
all right. This is Homeroom with Smooth. I'm Smooth. This is episode number 19. And right now I'm with Skywalker, the manager. And yeah, man. I just want to, quickly thank you for coming on. I want to apologize for the delays, Brother got caught in traffic in LA,
I understand that goes, man.
That mess was tough.
Yeah. Something different out there.
Oh yeah, man. Cause I just got back from San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I just got back from San Francisco. But yeah, if you just want to start off by telling people like where you from, where you based out of, and how you got started,
Okay. I'm Skywalker, the manager. I'm from Conway, Arkansas. I just moved back to Conway. I say about 6 months ago. But that's where I'm based at. That's where the company is based at. We predominantly work with Arkansas and Dallas artists. And I'm an artist manager. I also manage talent. Kind of went from just doing music artists to all around talent. So I got a DJ now that I manage that you actually interviewed. I think it was your last episode or the episode before.
Right. Yeah. Well, episode 16. Yeah.
Okay. DJ P Smooth. I got a producer now. I got a comedian / host, radio personality, and so we just kind of been expanding, man, and tapping into a whole bunch of different realms right now.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. What would you say for artists is like maybe like the biggest hurdle, that you typically see?
The biggest hurdle is basically starting from the bottom when nobody knows you. And the problem is that you're so fresh, you're so hungry. Of course, in this game, everybody thinks they're number one, which is good. I mean, you don't want to ever think that you second or you last or whatever. And so the problem becomes is when they figure out that it's not an overnight thing. You don't become an overnight success in this industry. And so keeping that drive is the biggest issue with a lot of artists. Is staying hungry and
right.
And then also not only keeping that hunger, but knowing the next move to make, and not to make some moves too early. A lot of artists think coming out the gate they gotta have a manager or they gotta have this big extravagant team. When really first things first is you gotta establish your sound, you gotta establish your brand, you gotta establish those small things first before you even think about bringing other people on, because once you bring other people on, it just becomes another cost.
True.
So that's the biggest.
So would you say it would be better for some artists to be, instead of being album driven, to be like more single driven? Like would that get them maximize their exposure instead of trying to put out one big body of work?
I think in today's climate, how music works now, with the streaming and all of that good stuff that we got available to us now, as opposed to back in the day, I think being more single driven is beneficial to a lot of the youngsters coming up now. When you have the Spotify's and the titles and different streaming platforms, YouTube, TikTok, all of that stuff. So having those singles that you can really push and focus on, and just put out to the world instead of a big, 20-track album or 15-track album where somebody has to sit down and try to listen to each song and figure out what's hot and what's not. Because in this climate, I mean, if we're just going to be real in 2020, it's not too many people out here sitting down trying to listen to a whole album, unless it's your favorite artist or a big mainstream artist. The attention span of the average listener is about 2 to 3 minutes, man. I mean, honestly, it's 30 seconds. In the first 30 seconds, you know if you like a song or not. You know what I'm saying? And so dropping singles right now in this climate is a big thing. I think that's the best way to go for a lot of up-and-coming cats.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I definitely noticed that even with like bigger acts, like
Mhm.
acts that you thought would do good, but
Right.
their singles do phenomenally well, but then they drop a project, it just falls flat on its face.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
flops.
yeah,
It flops. But unfortunately, even in the bigger level, people get signed to these contracts with state. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay. Hey, drop 100 singles, and that's the end of your contract.
hmm
It'll be like a 5 album contract deal. So they got to drop these albums, and then the numbers end up plummeting on the album. Because nobody's really picking up a whole album, and we might go stream it or whatnot and listen to it a couple times, but in the album, you're gonna have 1 to 3 songs that you play consistently. You know what I'm saying? And the
right,
problem comes in where the label has put in so much money to produce this album, studio time behind the album, paying producers, paying engineers, paying graphic designers to come up with your artwork, paying the marketing team for the rollouts and the PR
hmm
team, and just, I mean, there's so much behind pushing the album on a bigger scale, um, that these labels end up losing out on because these albums are flopping. But like you said, they drop a single and it's just going ridiculous.
right. So I guess to divert back to yourself.
Mhm.
So what made you get started? What made you get started in this? With managing people. Like who was your first client?
Okay. How I got started, I actually started out as a rapper myself. As
Okay.
an artist. I've been rapping since I was 9 years old. Um, and I was introduced to hip hop at an early age through my mom and my uncle. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and
Okay.
so, my uncle was a part of the Wu-Tang Clan. He was affiliated with Wu-Tang Clan. A couple of my cousins
Wow.
as well. We lived across the street from De La Soul, and so it was just a lot of musical influences around me growing up, me and my family, and so
hmm
I just loved it. I loved hip hop from day one, and so I started as an artist. Went through a couple different managers. I was a solo artist for a long time. Jumped in and out of a couple groups here in Arkansas when we moved
hmm
here. Then I ended up going back solo, and so I
Yeah.
was solo for a long time until my little cousin, which I call him my little brother, he started rapping. It's my
hmm
cousin, so our moms are sisters, and so he's from New York as well. So he kind of grew up around the hip hop scene and all that too. So we
hmm
make a group, and we start doing our thing together, and then we bring in a third guy into our group by the name at the time we was calling him Hollywood, but now
hmm
Rampage Wood. And so, long story short, my cousin ends up joining the military and getting shipped off to Hawaii, and so it became a 2-man group, and me and Rampage did our thing for a while. We made a good run. We made great records. Um, but some technicalities in the industry kind of got me down and out, you know what I mean, in my feelings a little bit, and so
hmm
I stepped back from writing, and he continued to write, and he was continuing to write, thinking that I was coming back, and I knew I was done at that point. I was like, I love music, I want to be around music, but at this point, I don't want to be an artist no more. Like I think I'm
hmm
good. I'm good at it, but I'm just done. And
Right.
so, which I always knew I wanted to be on the business side of music, and so I kind of always envisioned myself as being like a Diddy, Jay-Z type thing that went from artist to executive type situation.
Right.
And so my guy Rampage just started getting better and better. Every time he would send me some music, I was like, damn, this kid got
hmm
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He got the swag, he got the bars. And so something just hit me. I was watching a documentary on Dipset about Cameron, and they're interviewing Jim Jones and Joel Santana and all these guys, and basically they said how they got Cameron off the ground was because Cameron was the guy who had it. He had that it factor, and so they all
hmm
got together and said, "Look, yeah, we all do music, we all love this rap shit, but we're gonna put our money behind Cameron. We're gonna manage him. We're gonna push
hmm
him. We're gonna put him out there." And so Cameron bust into the industry first. And then that's when you saw the Jim Joneses and the Jewels and the Freaky Zekis come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? This is what I'm finna do with Rampage. I'm finna put all my time into him, put my energy into him. I'm gonna manage him, and we just gonna take us on the road because he got it.
Right.
And when I first called him, he was like, "Man, please, nah, this ain't. Nah, you rapping like
Right.
you know." And I'm like, "Nah, you solo. I'm your manager. Like that's." And so he finally bought into it, and that's when I started Skywalker Management Group. Um, and then from there, I gained my second artist, which was a younger cat that was from my city of Conway, that watched me as an artist come up through the ranks, and he always admired me as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And he had actually ended up, slipping up, getting in some trouble, and went to the penitentiary. And when he got out, he saw that I had this management company, and so he just reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I'm trying to take this music shit to the next level. I need you. Like, I need you on my team." And I was like, if it's any young cat in the city that I'm a fool with, it's him because
Mm-hmm.
he got it. Like, he got that it factor too. And he go by the name of Fat Boy Yo. So he actually finna drop his first album here in December. And
Okay.
so we've been going single heavy, talking about them singles. We've been going single heavy with him for like 2 years now, and it's
Okay.
been going crazy. And so now it's just that time. We feel like it's that time now for him to drop that full body of work so his fans can see his complete range. You know what I mean? Instead of just
Yeah.
singing. But that's how I got started, man, and how I got interested into the management side of the business. And like I said, Rampage Will was my very first artist, and then it followed up with Fat Boy Yo, and now we got a whole team.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. When does that come out, man? I'll probably do a review of it, man.
And right now we had it set for December 3rd. Due to COVID, we might have to push it back like a week because of
Okay.
certain, but it's not for sure yet. We haven't dropped the official date, but it was supposed to be December 3rd, but
Okay.
it'll be December for sure.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there. I'll be
Oh,
out there at that
yeah,
time. Yeah, I'll actually be out there. So
yeah,
yeah, we could probably set something up to like coincide with his drop or whatever. Like we'll talk on the side.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk on the side. But so okay, so what really like with okay, so with your other talent,
Hmm.
what do you what is the direction you try and take them? Like what's your philosophy with them?
Okay.
You know, the comedian and the DJ, like what's your philosophy with them?
Honestly, man, at first I was clueless. I'm not gonna. Um, we all came together. Uh, DJ P Smooth. I've known Smooth. We came in. Well, I came into University of Central Arkansas in 2008, and he came in 09. And so we met back then. It was a long
I might know you. Like now
time.
that I'm thinking about
You probably, yeah, I was on the yard back then for sure.
it. Now I'm putting two and two
Yeah,
together.
yeah, I was on the yard for sure back then.
Yeah.
Uh, but so we met back then, which he wasn't DJing at that time. He started DJing right before I transferred to U of A, uh,
Okay.
which was around what 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. He had started interning under DJ One Eye, and so I knew him. I knew him through that, and how we ended up linking back up. The first link up was through me and Rampage Woods' old manager. She was
Mm,
like, "Hey, there's some young guys in Conway, this DJ and this party host. You know, they want to do a interview for you guys radio show at UCA." And so we were like, "Cool." You know, we used to go to UCA. You know, cool. Um, and we pull up and it's Peace Move. So, that was our first link back up. And then he actually ended up coming to Fayetteville to a few of our shows, you know, different things like that. And then it kind of fell off again. You know how life happens or whatnot.
mhm,
He got busy. Um, and then I end up hosting some events at a local bar here in Conway, and
mhm,
into them again. And at this point, he's running the city. You know what I mean? and I'm sitting here like, who is these kids? I had just moved back, so I'm used to running the city, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
who P Smooth running the city? What? And so I hit them up. They actually had a show. They had brought down DJ Esco to Conway, and
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
so I linked up with them and got my artists, a couple of my artists on that show, and that's how we ended up linking back up. We started throwing events together, and P Smooth was like, "Man, I need a manager." So I'm like, "Fuck it, let's do it." You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. And so I kind of knew, how to do with a DJ. It's still dealing with the music realm. I'm really handling his bookings and things like that. Um, but then as soon as me and P kind of linked up, Christian was like, Christian is the comedian slash party host
Mm-hmm.
slash DJ personality. Man, that kid does so many different things. He's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he had went viral. That's how he became
Yeah,
a household sensation through
yeah, yeah. He was going viral like crazy.
going viral every video he dropped. And so he was dropping, the FaceTime videos on IG.
Mm-hmm.
That was around 16, 17-ish,
Yeah,
maybe
something like that.
honestly. But he didn't have the management or the guidance to kind of guide him on how to capitalize off of that at that point in time. So he was like, "Hey, I need a manager. Like, I got a lot going on. I need a manager." And so at that point, I was like, "Man, we already rocking and rolling together. We making money together. Fuck it."
Right.
So it forced me to become way more creative on um, how I'm gonna manage these guys, because I know nothing about the comedy realm and the I know about the hosting realm because I host as well, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's easy for me to do. And then as far as the radio thing, that was all brand new to me because I had never dealt with a radio host before, or just radio in general before I got with these guys, and so just learning those different realms actually expanded my knowledge on just management in general, and the broad scheme of things, and kind of gave me the vision on how I want to run my company going forward. So,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Man, funny story about when he was going viral.
yeah,
I didn't see his videos because of my own page. There was
okay.
a chick I was dating in California. She was watching a video in the car, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "That dude sound familiar." I looked over there. I said, "What is?" I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "I know," like I know him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so he was out there. He was out there. Like,
yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely. And so with their brands, as far as where I'm trying to go, Christian, he's getting older. When he did the FaceTime stuff, he was younger, and so we're trying to kind of mold him and get him into a more sophisticated avenue a little bit. I say sophisticated, but grown up a little bit. He's 20,
Mm-hmm.
going on 24, and so the crowd that he had when he was doing the FaceTime stuff, they grew up too. And so it's time for him to kind of climb the ladder and kind of get away from being known as the FaceTime guy, and and get into his own Christian and comedian brand. So
Mm-hmm.
when we've been doing that, he's doing a lot more hosting now. Obviously, him and Peace Moves radio show is going through the roof. It's the number one night show in the state, and
Oh, that's what's up.
yeah, they doing numbers, man. They doing numbers, and they bringing a lot of stuff back to the streets. Hip hop, all of that stuff. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's smooth, honestly. At this point, that kid sell itself, man. He hottest DJ in the state in my book. Outside of respect to the elders, to the guys that's paved the way in the state before him, that
Mm-hmm.
signed those big contracts. Deja Blue, my boy Greyhound, obviously DJ One Out, who taught him everything he knows, and all the other great DJs from the state. But as of right now, the young bulls, Peace Move got it. He got
Yeah.
it. So he really a household name. He sell us up. My phone go out every day about Peace. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. So let me think. Let me think for a hot second. So Okay, so you got into managing. You're managing Peace Move and Christian the Comedian now. Like, what other avenues do you see yourself like? Are you trying to have like more growth now and like have bring in more people, or are you more focused on like just building what you have, the talent that you have right now?
Right now, I'm 100% focused on building the talent I have right now. I have three rappers that are very talented, and all three of them are in different lanes of hip hop. They don't sound the same, you know. They're in different within hip hop. You got subgenres, and they're all in different.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got P, the DJ. I got Pat, the producer. I got Christian, the comedian. Um, if I was to take on anyone else, it would have to be like an R&B act to just balance it out a little bit. I don't have an R&B act right now. I would love to have one, male and female, honestly. Um,
I got an idea for that, but keep going, keep going, keep going.
but you know, if that doesn't come, like right now, like I said, I'm 100% focused on trying to make the guys that I got right now pop and
Mm-hmm.
put my all into them before I just go forward with more acts. Because at the end of the day, I am one man, um, and the dynamics of my company, how I want it to be in the grand scheme of things, is basically you got Skywalker Management Group. You have me on the head. You know, I manage the top acts that we have in the company, and then I have managers up under me who manage our new guys. You know, guys coming in, guys that need artist development, different things like that. I also one day want to open up SMG models, you know, and have our
Mm-hmm.
models and things like that. And so that's in the grand scheme of things. But right now, I definitely want to focus on the guys I got.
Okay, okay, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, definitely feel that. Trying to think. So you said so you have artists that are in Arkansas. You have artists that are in Dallas. So market wise, like what do you see? Is there a difference there? Do you see a difference there, or is it virtually almost the same? Just one has a bigger pool of people.
Um, it's different in the sense of the atmosphere. Um, the music scene in Dallas, I would say, if you were from Dallas, people would say it's rough. Um,
Mhm.
but from the outside looking in, coming from a state where the music scene, um, it's come a long way, but back in the day, it was really rough. And
Mhm.
uh, um, Dallas is more their fan base. I'm saying the people that will listen to local music. Um, it's a bigger variety. People actually come to local artist shows. They support their local artists.
Mhm.
They ride or die for their local artists, especially if they're popping. You know, like No 3, for example. Rest in peace. But
Mhm.
that guy was one of the gods of Dallas, and you know you could say his name here in Arkansas, and some people wouldn't even know who he was. They'd be like, "Who is Mo 3?" And then you gotta start singing "Everybody Ain't Your Friend" for them to know who he is. But if
Mhm.
you're Dallas and you say Mo 3, shit,
Yeah.
and everybody know,
Yeah.
everybody know, and so they're just more accepting to the local scene and the up and coming artists. Their radios stations support local artists more than Arkansas stations have in the past. That's one thing I do like about 96.5. They do support local artists here in the state, unlike the other station, which I won't name. But
Right.
96.5, they definitely try to set a platform for the local artists here in the state, which is very big. It's very huge to know that,
Mhm.
you know, as an up and coming artist, I could possibly get my music on the radio here in the state. You know what I mean? Um, and so the markets are different in a sense, um, but in a sense they're the same as far as excuse me, genre of music. You know what I mean? That that's more popularized in the South right now, and so those are kind of similar. But as far as the vast majority of the pool of fans, yeah, of course you got a bigger. a bigger pool in Dallas or whatnot, and you got more of a local music presence in Dallas. Now we have the presence here, we just don't have the support we would like here. From the people, from the fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so but it's getting better. That's the great part about it.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, it's getting better and better. The artists are getting better and better. The producers, the engineers, the radio hosts, the underground radios. Like D Dirt. Shout out to him. I mean, them guys over at 18, they got a whole
Mm-hmm.
operation going on that a lot of people don't utilize, which I think is a beautiful thing what they got going on. But everybody, even on the business side, there wasn't a lot of managers or business execs coming out of Arkansas, that would step forward and try to give these guys guidance. But
Mm-hmm.
every day is more and more people popping up trying to learn about the industry and help artists out. Because honestly, I could sit here and say, if Arkansas ever would blow in this industry, I feel like we can go toe to toe with any state. Honestly, like artist wise, because there's a lot of talent out here.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It
Mhm.
really is, and it's a shame. Like you have people that man, what's that girl's name? Because she's from the city. Man, that's killing me right now.
She
That's
singer,
killing me. Huh? She a rapper? Yeah,
rapper.
I
She from
believe her
Little.
name. Huh?
She from Little Rock.
Yeah, I think she's from Little Rock. Her name, I think it starts with a K.
Oh, Kari
Yeah,
Folk.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
with you, right?
huh?
She in LA or
Yeah,
Atlanta?
yeah. She's out this way. I don't know exactly where she is, but she out this way.
Yeah,
She out this,
she jumped into the game heavy. But she's one of the ones who took that leap of faith and came out there and really chased her dreams. And now she's doing crazy shit. Childish Gambino, ain't that his name? Yeah, all them guys, man. She doing
yeah.
stuff. Shout out to Kari for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like one thing. Like I was like, I don't know if you agree. I'm just gonna phrase this, and you see if you agree with it.
Okay.
Like, so I would say, like, for somebody to pop in Arkansas,
Mhm.
you almost have to leave. You almost have to leave, get a fan base somewhere else, and then
Mhm.
once they look out and see somebody else is listening to you, they'll go, "Oh, okay, like I can
Yeah,
get behind this person." Like they need to feel like you've been validated
yeah.
to when the music is already there. Like a lot of artists, the music is already there.
Right, you're right. And the crazy part is I hate to agree with it. One of my firm stances, as well as a couple of other guys that are in the music industry here, producer wise, is that um, we want to make it to where we can show people we don't have to lead a state to go off. But as of right now, that's what it's looking like. I mean, you have the Karis and the whoever else doesn't have to leave. My boy Bankroll, he really didn't have to leave. Bankroll Freddie, shout out to him. He
Mm-hmm.
really didn't have to leave. He got hit up on that challenge and he took advantage of that and went off. And the state
Mm-hmm.
they backed him. And to me, that was a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
The state coming behind him and showing him love when he got on with QC. And so that was
Mm-hmm.
real big. Shout out to Bankroll Freddie. Also
Yeah.
Ed Dolo, that's one guy who, he just signed with Band Clan QC. And so Dolo didn't have to leave the state too. I believe he from down there in Helena and stuff too. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's getting to that point where Arkansas is being looked at, and it's just time that we keep applying pressure. All the artists, all the producers keep on putting out quality stuff, and it's gonna come a time where right now we still kind of knocking on the doors open a little bit, but we're gonna bust it down, and when it gets bust down, I mean it's gonna be. I'm telling y'all, mark my words, it's gonna be so many artists getting signed from Arkansas left and right. Just like when New York had it, just like when they hit Louisiana, got all the Louisiana artists, the Texas artists. It's gonna do the same thing when they hit Arkansas. They're gonna be like, "Damn, we didn't know. We just didn't know."
Mm-hmm.
And so it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I wholeheartedly agree with that because there's a lot of artists that are extremely talented. Um, like I don't want to come off like condescending to them, but like a lot of them could use like an outside opinion like on their stuff, like the singles they choose to push
Yeah,
because like I'll hear somebody single and I'll be like, uh, but then I go to their album and I find a cut and I'm like, yo, this is it. This is the one.
Now I will say a lot of that goes to back to them not having a team, and or not seeking the guidance that they need. You know what I mean? A lot of these cats are out here just free balling it and just going off of what they think is hot. They putting out music that unfortunately sounds like what's already out. And the one thing people got to understand is that it's already Amigos, it's already a little baby, it's already the baby, it's already whoever that's popping right now. It's already one of them, you know. Then that's the reason they got on is because they were doing what they do. And so you got to find yourself, you got to find your voice and what separates you from the rest of these artists in the game. That's going to make you stand out. If you come in here sounding like the next Lil Wayne, we already had Lil Wayne. We don't need another, and he's still relevant right now. Right. So it's like you got to find yourself, you got to find your voice, you got to find your style. And it's a lot of cats here, I'm telling you, that have that. They have their own lane, and they just not being heard right now. But you're right. I agree with you wholeheartedly that a lot of cats are just dropping music, and it's their favorite song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Making music for the people, and that's essentially, what music is about. Is you putting your thoughts on paper, but you want your fans to feel it. You want the people to feel it because that's the only way you're gonna become bigger than what you are.
Right. For sure. So is there anything else like you wanna explicitly touch on yourself, like something that I may have missed?
Not necessarily. Just to give a little token to up and coming artists, man, keep doing what you do. Perfect your craft. You can always get better. Don't ever think that you the best of the best. You can always improve on something. Be your biggest critic. Don't surround yourself with yes men.
Mm-hmm.
Never surround yourself with yes men. You always want people to keep it real with you, whoever's on your team. All my guys right now, they know I'll be the first one to tell them, nah, that verse ain't it. Let's go back in there, like figure some other shit out, because that ain't it. And so just keep grinding, stay hungry, put out good music, put out quality music. Quality does matter, guys. Like, if you got to pay the extra $50 to get a good mix, pay the extra $50. You know what I mean? Don't cheat yourself in the long run. You got to put into yourself what you want others to put into you. If you want a label to sign you for $2 million, you need to be willing to put a couple $100 into your own career. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to put money on yourself and bet it all on you. That's what I did. P Smooth did, what Christian did, Fat Boy Yo, Rampage Wood. That's the one thing that separates the greats from the people who stay at home is they bet it all on them and they ain't scared to go get it. You got to go.
Right. You got to.
For sure.
And even if you just starting something all by yourself, like you got to, like.
Right. That's key. You got to. You can't be scared. Yeah. I mean, you're going to fall on your ass.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But you just got to be ready to take them licks, man, and roll with them.
Right. And then I also want to drop this tidbit because I was listening to I don't know if you know Jack said it, like Jacqueline or whatever. Yeah. So I was listening to her podcast, a recent episode, and she was like, it makes no sense to have a whole team. Your team is nothing but a bunch of rappers. Like y'all can't get ahead with y'all all being rappers.
Man, at all. She said it. She put out a gem right there because I'm finna touch on that. She said that.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is cats have a team, like she said, full of rappers. It's 12 of y'all, and it's never gonna happen. Like, because everybody wants to have that shine. Everybody be that guy, and you seldom have those situations like I told you earlier about the Dipset, where they were able to, as men, sit down and say, yeah, we all do this, but Cameron the best. Let's put it on him and do it like that. When he busts, then we all gonna bust. We all gonna eat. It's very seldom that that's the situation. And so
Right.
if you the hottest rapper in your clique, you got to get your guys to rally around you and your team to be around you. You know, it's hopping on stage at your shows and you got 13 guys on there and jumping all around. They don't do nothing else for you. They don't do nothing else for you. They not passing out your CDs at the end of the night. They not, promoting your stuff. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
in your merch table after the show. You know what I mean? They not promoting you on social media on a daily basis. Like, it's just, what are they there for? You just carrying dead weight at that time. And so you definitely gotta, if your friend's gonna be around, if the homie's gonna be around, put them to work. You know what I'm saying? Because when it blows, everybody gonna want to be around. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't just be feeding free. You gotta put to work. You work. That's an opportunity for you and your people to make to feed your people. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? I could pay you. If I'm that rapper, I got my guys behind me, I blow, I'm putting them in position. I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving them jobs or however we gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you gonna make your bread. We're not finna travel and I'm just catering everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That can't be the situation. That can't be the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because now that it puts all the pressure on this one guy to really just take care of everybody, and that's how a lot of rappers go broke because they feel obligated to feed the hood when they make it. And it's cool, yeah, the hood got you where you are. Some of the people from the hood got you where you are, but you gotta, if they still rocking with you, they gotta understand at this point you're a business. You're not just a rapper no more.
Mm-hmm.
You're a business. You're a whole brand, and it comes a lot with that territory. And if they want to be around, they still gotta same footwork they was putting in to get us here. You need to put the same work in plus 10 to keep us here, because that's the goal.
Right.
Is to keep us here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It could come today and be gone tomorrow.
Facts, man. Facts. Cause I think the other thing she said was something about utility, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one dude should be your DJ, you know what I'm saying? One dude should be your graphic guy. The other guy should be like maybe your hype man. This person is like your pseudo manager till you get a real manager,
Exactly.
you know? Like,
Exactly. Even when you get a real manager, your partner can be your role manager, because your real
mhm,
can't be at everything. You can have a business manager and a road manager. Most people road
mhm,
managers, they homies from the hood.
right.
So, like, you definitely, and that's what I'm saying. Put your people to work. Like, even with Peace Move, he is the DJ for every artist I got. He
Yeah.
DJs everything. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta put your team together.
Right, man. Even Philip made the graphics for this show. Like my
Yeah,
little logo, he
yeah,
he he laced me up quick.
look, people don't. I don't even put out who my graphic guy is. Look, now everybody knows. Everybody watching this, y'all know who made my graphic. It's Peace Move, okay, my DJ. I didn't even put that out there before because I separated the two. So I say I got a DJ and I got a graphic man, but they all in one. The boy Cole, the boy
Yeah. He been doing what's so crazy is
video editor. So we touching it all over here.
yeah, and it's crazy because like he been doing he almost been doing graphic. Well, was he DJing first? Or was he doing graphics first? Almost want to say I remember him doing a fly first before he was like fully like full-time DJing. Like he started doing flyers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure. Not really. Now I know they
yeah,
nice.
which is crazy.
Yeah, I know he definitely nice with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, man. I really ain't got nothing else. I just wanted to drop them little tidbits in since it was already part of the segment. I'm like, man, might as well just go and drop a couple of gems for people.
Definitely drop some gems. Yeah, you dropped a couple of them.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so again, look, y'all can contact him at 501-339-8670 for artist consultations and music reviews. Like, so he'll listen to your music, tell you what's hot, what's not, Um
Now there is a fee with that now.
yeah. Hey, okay, there's a fee. There's a fee.
You gotta play, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't out here just doing it for free, you know what I'm saying?
Look, if you ever want to feature From one of my artists. If you want to book DJ P Smooth, if you want to book Christian the comedian, for whatever, hit that same number, and we can get that situated as well.
Yeah, so that's at the bottom of this video. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be scrolling across the bottom. So if you ain't get it this time, it's gonna come right back around. You're gonna be seeing it again.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know. I just got to do my quick YouTube thing. Look, man, y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps push me beyond, you know what I'm saying, on the algorithm. It helps boost me up so I can do bigger and better things,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Y'all heard it, man. Hit the subscribe button wherever it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's gonna be in your lower right. Like I have it set up to where it pops up in your lower right. So it's gonna be in your lower right. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's at the bottom of the video. It's right there next to the little bell icon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for sure, man. Don't leave that button red. Like turn that mug white. Turn that mug white and subscribe. Don't leave that button red.
Yeah.
Turn that mug white and subscribe, man. But again, thank you for coming on.
Sure, for sure. Y'all tap in with me. Follow me on all social media platforms. On Facebook, it's just Skywalker. On IG and Twitter, it's Skywalker. The manager is MGR. Skywalker, the MGR.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all do that. And this has been episode 19. Thank y'all for watching. We out.